You know, how many children are you seeing coming across this border?
Actually, compared to what it was before, very small percentage. It's picked up to being the usual crowd now of over the age of 16, men and women. Also men that I have seen here as of 3 nights ago in my yard wearing camouflage uniforms, and I've ID'd them as being part of the Mexican Marines.
Okay.
And we're finding militaries coming in from different parts of the world, coming here. We get off on that on another tangent of what they're doing here. This business of gee whiz, they're immigrants. They're not immigrants. These kids were brought in because of the fact the past kids were brought in because the parents had come here, sent monies into Mexico by way of Walmart, MoneyGram, and Walmart to the cartel as a down payment. And then they continue paying the payments for the kids to come up. Walmart's got a good little racket running. The Walmart,
Wow.
You want to talk about that or no?
No, we don't need to go into that. I don't like Walmart all that much either.
But that's no. We get adults. We've had the cartel is bringing across importing people from even as far as the Mediterranean. And I've talked to some agents, and they picked up some characters from Somalia, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Watusi tribesmen. I mean, anything that you can think of, these agents are having to deal with. And one of them told me, he said, he knows that these are the ones that he's been picking up are Muslim, because as a test, he'll reach out with his left hand to touch them. And if you know about the difference between right hand and left hand, if they draw up from him or if he sticks his foot out to them and they take off, you know he's dealing with Muslim, you know. And so
how often does that happen?
Pretty often. And every one of them that they've been picking up like that, of course, I stay close to them, and they'll talk to me. They won't talk to necessarily anybody else. These characters will take them in, and they'll disappear. They'll take them somewhere, and even the records disappear. And I asked one of them, I said, what's the deal on the records? He said, that's an order from way up the line up in D.C. They don't want anybody to know how many are coming through.
Now, let me get this straight. So you're talking about, other than Mexicans, you're talking about people from Africa and the Middle East that are being brought in, and the Border Patrol is being told specifically to not keep records on them.
Well, actually, they keep records, but the records disappear out of the mainframe, out of the computer, and the paper records too. And not just the Middle East, but we're talking from through the around to the Mediterranean itself, the Red Sea. And this is what bothers me so much is the fact that if you take a Iranian who stands about 5'7", and you strip him down and you stand him next to a Mexican who's 5'7", you can't tell the difference between the two of them by coloration. The only way you can find out is reach out with your left hand for him.
And as Rusty was saying earlier, you're getting a lot of what they call OTMs, other than Mexicans, and a lot of them are not even Central America. A lot of them are Middle Eastern and Ethiopian, from all over the world. Have you?
Right. I personally chased, well, we had 6 of them on Rusty's property there, behind Rusty's property that we chased, and the Border Patrol ended up catching them up at the school. They ran up to the school, and that's where they caught them, in the back of the school. And this was 2 weeks ago when I was down there. And I also know for a fact about.
And who were they?
Ago,
who were they?
all I know is they were Muslim, and they I wasn't given a whole lot of information on it. But I do know that they had told me they caught 11 of the same group a week prior to that had been on our United States terrorist wanted list. Not watch, but wanted list. And this is kind of stuff that they can, that are not released to the public. They're not allowed to release it.
You mean, okay, hold on a second. So 11 Muslims who were on the terrorist watch list,
wanted list.
The wanted list came through.
Yep. And that was for acts against acts against the United States. So they've already committed violence against the United States or embassies. I'm not sure, we don't know what kind of violence they've done or committed or crimes or anything like that. All I know is they were on the wanted list.
And what happened to them when
they
caught them?
They were caught and they were turned over to Homeland Security, and then everything pretty much disappeared, like the rest of you were saying. None of that is any public information or anything like that, so they don't want it to be public.
So the gag order on the Border Patrol, they cannot tell anyone that this is happening, that we've got known terrorists coming across the border.
Yep, and they're not allowed to speak. They're not even allowed to speak on, the only thing we hear about it is women and kids. When I say we, I mean the public mainstream media. The women and the kids, and then when they make huge drug busts, that's what we hear about. We don't hear about the gangbangers coming across. We don't hear about the terrorists that are coming across. We don't hear about the violence going down on the border. I had a rancher call me last week and begging for help on 15,000 acres. He has moved off his ranch because he doesn't feel safe with his family there because he's been shot at and threatened.
Just your opinion.
Well, it used to be years ago they were coming in to find a better life, get some work. You could see the kind of people coming through. You could tell that they were people wanting to work and provide for their families. The kind of people we're having now, they're not coming to work. These people coming through are full-grown men, all tattooed. I mean, they come, as soon as they hit our neighborhood, they start destroying our stuff, so they're not here for any good.
Well, let me ask you a question. We were having a debate the other night. Are the tattoos possibly henna tattoos that, they stay on for a couple weeks? Or do you think they're real tattoos?
Well, most of the people that I've seen, that I've encountered, those are real tattoos. And a lot of them, the more popular ones are, guys that are associated with certain gangs over there, and also that are coming over now and forming their little groups over here too. But I mean, this is something that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And when the people upstate, the politicians, keep saying that nothing like that is going on, I'll invite them to my home. Come spend a week with me. You'll see what's going on.